that voice inside you that says, I'm not good enough, that's when you have to, just to tell yourself, you got to flip the script and you have to, instead of thinking about the negative, think about what can happen if everything does go right.
Hi everyone, welcome to Go All In show here on ABC 15. Today, I would love to welcome my special guest here in the house with us, Jeff Savage, and a voice actor from Texas, a marathoner, and he have done a lot of achievement. So Jeff, welcome to the house.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, Jeff, again, I know you're very busy and thank you for your time to be here with us for our show today.
Well, I appreciate you having me. Absolutely.
Well, awesome. Well, let's start to talk about this. You are a voice actor, and how many marathons did you run again?
I have completed 23 full marathons. It's been quite an endeavor and something that has really, helped shape the way that I look at life and success and in business.
Right, because today I'm going to talk about your journey in a different angle, because you're using your voice to help advertising for businesses, but also you inspire other people. And your story about running the marathon also very inspiring. So help us learn a little bit about what is your backstory look like? Were you always want to be a voice actor, or were you always want to run a marathon? Like, how is that happen?
Well, as far as being a voice actor, just over the course of many, many years, I would be in random situations where I would be interacting with people and they would say, "You have a fantastic voice. Have you ever considered being in radio or doing voiceover?" And in my mind at that time, I always thought that, I don't know, is that really a career that you can really, really pursue?
Uh-huh.
Is there money in it? Is it something that I can realistically, make a life career out of? And so I always kind of put in the back of my mind, yeah, maybe that might be fun. And then I just kept hearing it over and over and over again, not just from people in my life, my mom, the neighbor next door, but people who just had no incentive to go out of their way to comment on it. And
Really?
other than to just say, hey, if you're not thinking about doing this in your life, maybe you should, because you have a kind of a special something.
Right.
As far as running marathons is concerned, yeah, I was never much of a runner growing up. My brother, when I was a kid, decided that one day he was gonna run a marathon. And even he wasn't much of a runner either. And everyone in the family, we kind of looked around and we said, okay, well, good luck with that. And maybe we didn't take it seriously when he did it, when he came up with the idea. But then he did it, and he inspired all of us. And he said, and we all looked at each other and like, wow, you really did something fantastic and awesome. And that, but even after seeing him do that, I never really thought that I could do that. That was always something, that was something fantastic that he did. That's great. But I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that. And just over the course of time, he did 2 marathons, he did 3 marathons, he did 4 marathons. And I always thought, wow, that's his thing. That's his thing. I'm never gonna do that. But then I met a group of friends who were runners who convinced me to do a 5K with them once, Oktoberfest themed, run 5 kilometers and get free beer at the end. Sounded like fun. And so I did it, and I got bit by the running bug when I started. It was that feeling of starting in a mob group at the beginning. Even though there was only a couple hundred people at this 5K, I kind of felt like I was in the New York City Marathon. And we started off, and the streets were empty and they were open just for the runners, and I felt free, I felt alive. Really? And at that point, I I said, I really like this. I really enjoy this. And then next thing you know, I'm training for my first full marathon.
Wow.
Never knew I would do 23 after that.
Wow. So how did you feel during the first marathon? Like when imagine yourself like running it, like do you feel like, oh, this is it, like I can make it into the end, or no, I don't think I can finish it? Like how does that feel?
Well, when you train for a marathon, I was very lucky that I actually had a training partner who had run 14 marathons prior to me. And so I got a lot of great pointers in how to pace yourself and what to expect as you go longer. As you train for a marathon, you never actually run the entire 26 miles in training. You'll maybe run 18 to 20 while you're in training, and then you will run 26 in the final race. But your mind starts to play tricks on you. When you hit about mile 16 to mile 20, your body starts to give up. You've depleted your stores of blood sugar and energy. And that's when your mind starts to take over, and you have to really convince yourself, my body's shutting down, but gosh darn it, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. I'm going to finish this no matter what. And it really takes the mind to, just take over at that point to make sure that you do finish and achieve that goal.
Well, this is what we're going to talk about today. It's about the voice within, the enemy inside of your head, and about the self-limiting belief. Were there any time in your life, beside marathon or in work or in business or anything, that you feel like, you are getting in your way?
Very much so. Very much so. Throughout life, we are often, presented with opportunities where we are surrounded by people who are maybe more successful than we are, who have done what we want to do, or in your own mind, you think, I'm not good enough to be where these people are, where my contemporaries are. And it has a lot to do with this phenomenon called Imposter Syndrome, where we, even though we may have the skills and we may have the talent, we never feel like we're good enough to fit in. And that enemy inside, that voice inside, tries to tell you, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't belong here. Maybe I should just give up and go home, find something else to do. But that's when you really have to, flip the script. You have to believe in yourself and believe that you are good enough and that you do have the ability to step up into what's yours. You got to claim it.
Right.
And you got to take those voices and you got to just silence them.
I feel very emotional right now. I just want to cry because there's so many people that didn't have the belief in themselves, and it's so important that we all need to get up and shake it off and create a new pattern for our mind, for our brain, right? What's your tools? What do you use when you have mentor, or do you have, what do you do when you have that dialogue inside of your head?
Well, I want to kind of link this back to being a marathon runner. And there are several life lessons that you gain from running a marathon. Running a marathon takes determination. It takes perseverance. It takes heart. It takes grit. And it also takes stamina. And any long range goal or, vision of success that you have for yourself, you can apply those same principles to the journey that you set yourself onto. The determination to be what you want to become, the perseverance to be resilient and take one step in front of the other, and one day at a time, one step at a time, just keep moving forward in everything you do. Having the heart, even when the going gets tough, and the grit to just dig down and to find more within you. And stamina is the pace makes the race. You don't want to go and put all your energy out right away and burn out. You want to consistently move forward in your goals so that you can finish the race and not just completely crumble before you hit that finish line. But those same lessons that I've learned from running a marathon, you apply towards the journey of success. Imposter syndrome, that voice inside you that says, I'm not good enough. That's when you have to, just to tell yourself, you got to flip the script, and you have to, instead of thinking about the negative, think about what can happen if everything does go right. Flipping the script and how you talk to yourself, instead of being negative, saying I don't belong here, saying I do belong here, and I'm going to step out there and I'm going to prove it to myself and to everybody else. But also there's a saying that we like to say because it rhymes, and a lot of things in life, we like to say because it rhymes, but fake it till you make it is a fantastic, just mantra to convince yourself that even though I might not feel like I'm ready, that I'm good enough, the time is now, and I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to put a smile on my face and do my best.
It's funny because you mentioned about fake it until you make it. The other day, I was a guest interview for some other show, and I said, well, how about, fill it up a little bit. Fake it until you make it, but also feel it until you make it, because you got to feel it in your body, and I know that you feel it, right? And Jeff, our journey is not meant to do it alone, right? Do you have mentor, or what book do you read when you need some help?
I remember and I recall a lot of the motivational material that I've read over the years. I grew up reading Tony Robbins' Unlimited Power, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There's a lot of just, universal truths that are out there that if we apply to our lives in many ways, just that continues to shape my mindset, my thinking, my views of what I'm capable of, and just to strive for becoming the best person that I can be in any given situation. I was often told growing up that no matter what you do in life, whether you are a janitor or whether you're a doctor, to always do whatever it takes to be the best janitor or doctor that you can be. So in life in general, whether I'm running a marathon, whether I'm learning to do rock climbing or to play guitar or to learn any new skill, embrace it, embrace the challenge, embrace being out of your comfort zone, and to really just say, I'm going to do whatever I can to be the best version of myself in this. And that just all comes from just all that information that I've consumed over the years to kind of just develop a personality of success and opportunity in myself.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. So through your work, I know you start to use the social media as the way you connect to more audience, to the bigger audience, and share your inspirational message. How can the audience reach out to you, Jeff?
Well, I am very active on Instagram, and I have a handle there, Jeff_Savage_VO, which details my voiceover journey, but also I create content that's just video content that touches on success principles, motivational messages. I just feel that as a voice actor myself, I have a unique gift in that I can put forth messages into the world that can be either uplifting and inspiring or destructive and negative. And we all have that choice in life, what we're going to project out into the world around us. And I just feel like it's my own mission to use what I've been given to create positive change in people's lives. When I started a journey of health and fitness and running marathons, that was something that I wanted to do for myself. And there was an unintended side effect of that, where I became an inspiration to others without my intention of doing that. I never really started out running marathons saying, I'm going to inspire a lot of people to do this as well. But it only after doing it, people would reach out to me and say, I'm doing something positive in my life because I'm inspired by what you're doing. And it's very humbling. And I've really become conscious of that, where I want to use my voice and my talents to, instead of being negative and petty and things like that, to really go out of my way to really try to change people's mindsets, to be more success oriented, to really reach beyond themselves, to not settle for just the status quo, to reach up and above and to keep moving forward in their lives.
See, as we continue, I have some new question that I came up, and I just want to ask you. We all believe in a higher power or superpower or God or universe, whatever each of us call, right? And I believe we all do that, even though some people say, I don't believe in God or anything. Well, that's your belief, or so that you don't believe in God, but there's a voice from somewhere that meant to inspire us or to guide us, but there's a noise from the world, right? The noises right now about what's going on, the disease, and all the things that's going to happen in our world right now. How can we distinguish between this is the guiding, this is something to really tell you that you need to be aware of or work on, or this is a noise just there to distract you? How can we distinguish it? Because I feel like it's very, very close, very similar.
Well, I think you have to really just, all the information that's being thrown at us, you have to really separate what is your heart tell you, what is your what your conscience tell you. We get told viewpoints from other people, and those other voices want to convince us to think in a certain way and to react to the world around us in a certain way. But I just feel like, especially running marathons, you never want to spurn all your energy at the beginning. You want to focus on a long-term resolution. So whenever I feel overwhelmed with viewpoints and things like that, I take a deep breath and I clear my mind, and I just find that the right answer will come to me if I don't react on a certain piece of information that is meant to rile me up or something along those lines. Some stillness, something from my core will just arise and say, you got this.
Wow, I love your answer. The other day I wrote a note and put it on my refrigerator, and it said fear has two faces, right? What does it say? Like face it and rise or run away or something like that. We all can choose to either forget about it and run away, or just face it and rise up.
Yeah, absolutely. Fear is it's often an illusion that we find ourselves in situations where we'll react to fear, and oftentimes it's irrational, and we often fear things that will happen, and 9 out of 10 times it doesn't, and we are limiting ourselves based on just the feeling that we might get hurt, or them, that we might get injured or harmed in some way. Our feelings might get hurt. Someone might laugh at us. Somebody might, say negative things about us. But 9 out of 10 times, fear is just an illusion that, if it's not going to, put you in danger, you really shouldn't, you should stand up to fear.
Thank you for sharing that, Jeff. Am I missing anything else that you want to share to the audience that I haven't asked you?
Well, just being a voice actor nowadays it's an entrepreneurial, we call it a solopreneur type of a career path. There was a time, maybe a generation ago, where success in this realm really involved going to physical studios from auditions that were handed to you by your agent. And nowadays, us voice actors are, we are our own boss. We are finding our own leads. We are contacting our own clients and trying to promote ourselves in ways, and having a unique value proposition in our marketing it's important. Running marathons has given me the ability to kind of take that experience and put it into what I do as a voice actor. I call myself the voice that goes the extra mile, not only because it's cliche, but because it's actually literally true. All my marathon running experience, I have taken that, all those qualities that made me successful in running marathons, and applied it towards my business. And so that is just being involved in being a voiceover actor. Entrepreneurial spirit it's great to be able to inspire others to reach their own dreams and goals.
Thank you. That's awesome. So I know that you mentioned about your Instagram already. Are there any new exciting project that you are doing right now and want to invite our audience to involve with you?
Well, I would say follow me on Instagram, but also on my personal my website, jeffsavagevo, as in voiceover.com. And you'll find ways to interact with me. You'll see examples of work that I'm doing. But also, I'm looking to increase my on-camera presence, in addition to being behind the microphone. And as we progress in this journey, you might see me write a book here shortly, and how being a voice actor and being a marathon runner intersect, and how the lessons I've learned from doing that has enabled me to create a business that is viable and is moving forward and making me successful in life as well.
This is going to be a great book. I love it. Thank you so much, Jeff. And let us know when the book come out, and we'll help spread the word so that it will be impact as many as people we can. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Well, Jeff, thank you for being here for our show, Go All In. And I know you are really an example of going all in. And I cannot wait to invite you to come back to our show again next time. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and have a great day.
Thank you, Jeff.